was a hated man. But as Guy Benson once said, if you can judge Andrew or any man by his friends, you can also judge him by his enemies. And Andrew Breitbart has all the right enemies. Eric Bullard of Media Matters called him a propagandist, a charlatan, and a character assassin. Joan Walsh, yuck, editor of Salon.com, I guess I can kiss that review goodbye, recently referred to the writers at Breitbart, quote, as bottom feeders, and went on to say, I mean, my God, I didn't think it was possible to get lower than Andrew Breitbart, but his spawn had gotten lower than Andrew Breitbart. That's so, where are you, Breitbart? That's you.
Okay. All right. Once again, we're with Bill Whittle and Andrew Marcus, who is the director of Hating Breitbart, which we premiered last night at RightOnline, and it was amazing. The reaction was incredible.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Hello, PolitiChicks.
Yeah, and you guys will remember Andrew from an episode of PolitiChicks, which he was awesome in. Bill, you were good friends with Andrew. Why are people still talking about him? Well, what's so special about Andrew Breitbart?
Andrew Breitbart changed the way that our side of the team plays. Andrew Breitbart more than anybody in the world understood what I think he and several other people referred to as the dog whistle. The fact that inherent in everything that the left does is a trap. That every question they've ever asked you is constructed as a trap. So no matter which way you answer the question, if you answer their question, you're going to lose. And the great example of this was, I'm probably paraphrasing a little bit, but he was on a show, some like CNN or something, and they were talking about the Tea Party movement, and they had a picture of the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of signs at Tea Party movements. This one was actually, one sign was a little dicey. It was a picture of like Obama with a bone through his nose or something. So they had this picture up, and they said, Andrew, what do you think about this? You're associated with the Tea Party. What do you think about this? Anybody other than Andrew Breitbart would have said, well, I utterly condemn it, and this is a small minority. But Breitbart heard the dog whistle, and he realized there was no way out of that question. So what Breitbart said was, he says, why are you asking me this question? So what do you mean? He says, well, why didn't you ask any of your other guests what they thought about the sign? Did they make the sign? No. Well, I didn't make the sign either. Why are you asking me? What do you mean? You're asking me because you want to associate that sign with me and with the Tea Party movement. And I refuse to play that game. I'm not going to do it. Why didn't you ask your liberals what they thought about the sign? And that's hearing the dog whistle. And the only other thing I want to say about this title, obviously it's a terrific movie, but the reason the title is so interesting to me is because anybody that actually knew Andrew Breitbart knew that Andrew Breitbart didn't hate anybody. Andrew Breitbart, I've seen Andrew Breitbart as the most effective guy in this fight, but I've never seen Andrew Breitbart hateful. I've seen him outraged. I've seen him morally outraged. I've seen him upset at what was happening to his friends, but I never saw him hateful or angry. The people who hate Andrew Breitbart hate him because they didn't know him. I knew him real well, and I thought he was the sweetest, kindest soul. And the last thing I'll say about Andrew Breitbart is, I said, why do you do this? You know, you take so much hits. And honestly, I'll be perfectly truthful with you. He said, you know, I have a lot of friends who are conservative, black conservative friends, and I am tired of watching them burst into tears or about to because they're told they're not black, they're not American, they're not this, they're not that, because they have the audacity to form their own opinions.
And think for themselves.
That's right. That's right. He said, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of watching my friends getting beaten down by these people.
Yeah.
What kind of reception have you heard personally? Are you getting happy mail? Are you getting hate mail? What are you seeing? And also, when can we look forward to seeing this in theaters?
Well, I definitely am getting a whole variety of mail. So it depends on who you're talking to. Among conservatives and independents, they have a very warm reception to this. They get it. They understand about the hatred and what it means and why it exists. On the other side, you pretty much just get the hatred. They're basically focusing the hatred that they would have put towards Andrew. They're now focusing it on the movie. You know, that's. But I think that's to be expected. It really sort of validates what the premise of the film is about. That this is an industry of hate, and it's a tactic. It really. I don't even think it's so much personal, you know, regarding Andrew or anybody here who is a recipient of, you know, the same you know, vile criticism progressivism. You know, anybody who strays off of the progressive line is racist, bigot, sexist, homophobe, and it's a tactic to marginalize your voice. And that's really what this is about. And Andrew got that. He understood that.